We also, like probably all of you, end up dealing with hoarding cases from time to time. This is one in particular. Here are some images from some of the cats coming in. Let's see. We try to put a fun angle on it, and we try not to come down too hard on the hoarder, too. I don't think it really makes us look that good when we come across as very severe and very judgmental. I think a lot of times these people either have a mental illness or it's someone good intentioned who got in way over their head. And so the more compassionate you can be, the better I think we ultimately come off looking to the public. Also, I think that if you paint these animals as too sick, disease-ridden, in a deplorable condition, who is going to want to adopt them? And the ultimate goal is to patch these guys up and get them adopted. So I think that we catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, and that by being positive about that the person, also if you want other hoarders to come forward, people who need help, and you are crucifying them in the media, what motivation is there for someone to come forward to you for help before it gets to that point? So I think there's lots of good reasons for not coming across as too harsh in these situations. The Great Orange Cat Rescue, all 54 of the mostly orange and white kitties that came in from one situation, they all got placed. This is another one from last summer, the Cold Springs cats arriving on a very hot day in August. That's our news release. Again, the focus is on what we need the public to do rather than on how terrible the person was that did this. And we try to house the cats together because we find when we get a lot of media, people actually come into the shelter looking for these particular animals. One of the things we did, those photos I just showed you, we took them right as the animals were arriving. And it so happened that this time a TV crew was in the shelter anyway, because we're always getting lots of PR, and they jumped in, and it was on the evening news. And we sent about 15 of these types of images to the Reno Gazette-Journal, and fast, that very day. And they put them up on their homepage as a little photo album. And we got someone to put it out over Twitter for us. And the newspaper got 10,000 hits to look at these images of these cats coming in to the shelter. And then we had a couple of dog hoarding cases, fast on the heels of each other. These are some of the dogs. And again, we did the same thing. We took pictures as the dogs were coming in. We got them to the Reno Gazette-Journal. They put them up, and they had 35,000 hits. Well, you can imagine the Reno Gazette-Journal loves us. They love news about the animals because they think animals are the hottest thing ever. So you can, by giving the media what they need, which is a story and visuals, you can get them to help you when you really need it. These are just more of those dogs. Another challenge that we had that came along rather suddenly and unexpectedly was road construction. You can kind of see here the whole street in front of our shelter was torn up. In fact, they had planned to close the street for Saturday and Sunday without telling us. Well, I learned about it on Friday or Thursday maybe, and I called the county commissioner and one of our board members who's a radio personality, and suddenly, with their phone calls, we got a total turnaround from the construction company and from Reno Transportation Authority. And they ran this nearly full-page ad in the paper twice for us free of charge, and they ensured that we had street access. Well, we were able to adopt out, what do I have here? I think it was 201 animals that weekend by waiving the fee as a reward for the people who would drive their cars over, whoops, if I can get this to go, over this, to get to the shelter. So you can even take, we usually maybe do 80 adoptions in a weekend, not 201. So this was a case with something potentially disastrous. If we'd been shut down for adoptions for 2 days in September, could have been horrible, but we were able to turn it into a really positive thing through community contacts and you know, risking doing waived fee adoptions to get people in, which worked out to be great.